Vitality are having a fantastic run, making the top dogs in EU sweat. But the offensive quadrant is devastating, and Cash has the birthday buff. Let's see who moves on to the grand finals right now.
Thank you, Leafex and Corelli. A grand final spot up for grabs. These are two teams. I mean, Quadrant, maybe we should start expecting them to make these deep runs, but Vitality, on the other hand, has been a complete wild card.
Yeah, a shock, really. I think for most people, for a team that didn't qualify, I know the Desh just talked about it, now sitting in a top 4. I think both these teams kind of have a lot to prove. Are they the real deal? Did they get easy runs? Vitality Swiss certainly wasn't. They've proven to be the real deal so far. But can they go further than this Quadrant squad? That's the real question.
Quadrant, we saw yesterday, sweeping Tundra. It was a convincing game, and now getting a solid start, but Alpha on the goal line, able to swat away Relating Wave, who was going for the air dribble. Ixo to Cash. Yep. Happy birthday! Gets the first goal of the series.
And this is the duo to look out for on this Quadrant squad. And any opponent that goes up against Quadrant, you got to keep your eyes on Cash and Ixo combining in the offense. They have been so strong in this tournament, in particular in this regional, and they have led them to some high highs here so far in this season, and they're going to keep going. They're going to keep finding each other, especially passing plays, but the solo plays too. You got to keep an eye on.
Dosen, corner, chip it over. Ixo caught downfield with no boost. Cash, first touch. You see him waiting on the second, going to an air dribble. Ixo tips it over. Recognized Cash was going to get beat. Quadrant on an all-out assault right now. Vitality trying to keep their head above water.
This is kind of expected, I think, in my eyes, from Quadrant. They're going to come out hot. Relating Wave said yesterday that they didn't really feel like they were tested. They were kind of shocked what they had to play against with Tundra. They were looking for, I think, a stronger opponent going into this semifinal, excuse me. So I think they have, for themselves, a lot to prove. That they could play to a higher level. They even admitted they didn't play to the highest level yesterday, and Ixo gonna tap this one in. And boy, are they playing at a high level right now.
Just in terms of possession, Corelli, it doesn't really seem like we've seen Vitality get out of their half much, if at all. And we take a look at the scoreboard, only a single shot so far, and it comes from Sizen, who has 38 points.
Only a minute and a half in. And you're right, James, you mentioned the possession. Here's Cash going towards net, and it's going to go in. Ixo's going to get the dunk. And Quadrant 3-0 here in the first minute and a half, stopping Vitality.
And you saw Sizen was up early. He was trying to pre-jump Cash, but Cash had the double tap off the ceiling the whole way. And this is a one-sided game so far. Quadrant, you mentioned it a little bit already, Corelli. The Relating Wave interview at the end of the day yesterday said he was disappointed in Tundra, and he says he doesn't really know what to expect with Vitality. They could come out and do nothing. And so far, that seems like what's happening is Relating Wave gets the 4th goal. We're not even 2 minutes in.
I mean, with Relating Wave's interview, we keep bringing it up, but if you're just stomping people, no one's going to have a chance against you right now. Everyone's going to be disappointing. And I'm sure he's disappointed with Team Vitality here in Game 1. It is 4-0, and there's over 3 minutes left here.
This is a wild start. Very rarely do you see 4 goals put in 2 minutes, especially at this stage in the event. Vitality, again now racing back. Cash with the 50. Relating Wave doesn't go for it. Sizen was up early. Sizen trying to set it up for a teammate, but Radosin doesn't go. Pinch off the wall from Ixo. Second effort on the 50. Now Relating Wave dusts Radosin. It's off the corner. Alpha trying to slow it down. Blocked by Cash. Towards net, it's saved, and Alpha will have to give up possession, and now the ball in Quadrant's hands.
Everything is so clean from Quadrant. Every touch with intention to space high away from Vitality players if they have to give up possession, or the passing to each other. They're first to the ball. Relating Wave is beating everyone in the midfield at the moment. And everything going Quadrant's way. Vitality have no choice but to blast it downfield. You see Sizen with no boost just waiting for a challenge. There's nothing else he can do.
It seems like Vitality playing like they're helpless at the moment. Ixo stopped by Sizen. Now Now hit downfield and Sizen trying to switch the field, but it's right to Ixo, who got the mid boost. Going for the 50, it's a block down. Alpha trying to touch it over to the side, and that pinch will give some breathing room to Vitality, but it's sent right back in. Radosin at the mid, using the pot to get to the ball. Flip reset. That was an excellent effort, but now you see the retreat. Vitality able to get back in time. And that was perhaps the best shot we've seen from Vitality. Still comes up short.
And look at that transition from Quadrant. He was cashed with a touch off the ceiling. Follow up from Ixo's not going to be a shot. But the transition from Quadrant was so impressive there. To be on defense on your goal line, to then switching numbers up downfield so quickly. To isolate Sizen, I think Relating Wave almost got the bump on him to open up that shooting lane and the goal for Quadrant again. But they're so quick to switch from offense to defense and defense to offense here. And I think that's what's really startled this Vitality squad. They're just not playing up to the pace of Quadrant.
Now they're having their most prolonged attack, but it does fizzle out. Cash, first touch is beautiful. Second touch, going for the double!
He's so
Makes
good.
the flip reset. Cash is money.
He's so good, man. He's so good. This guy's been grinding for a moment like this for so long, and he is making the most of it here in game one. 5-0, Cash, unstoppable. 51 seconds left, and Quadrant are marching to a game one victory.
And everyone in the past, Pirelli, when Cash was on Misfits, knew that he had that level in it. We've seen it multiple times, but on this Quadrant roster, the consistency is remarkable.
Now let's not get ahead of ourselves. Vitality, plenty of time in this series to get back into it.
I thought you were going to say the game, Corelli.
No.
I'm sorry, Corelli. This game.
No, this one's done. Go next.
Out of hand.
Go next. This one's done.
Yeah,
Relating Waves on the goal line, hitting post, and his team are cleaning it up. I mean, good defense effort or defensive effort there for Vitality, but it's just too much. But yeah, no. This series can still be a long series here for Vitality. I'm actually wondering, with such a bad start, James, do you consider taking a timeout off the rip?
I don't know, because if you lose game two, I mean, it's pretty tough. I think, and that is actually to not get shut out in this fashion, I think is going to be huge for Vitality, just for them knowing that they can score against this team. They're not invincible. But I don't think you do, Corelli. I think it's a bit too early. Just chalk it up to first game jitters. Sometimes you're cold. You got to warm up. Give it one more go.
Oh, it's open.
Oh, no, they set it up.
Did they do that on purpose?
I don't want to say, because the one goal was great, but now I think I have to be credit.
All right, well,
that is tough.
The kickoff analyst
for Vitality.
They can look into that one. I think this one doesn't really matter. It's 7-1 now. My goodness. A slaughter here in game one. And for Vitality, look, I don't know. I think you might be right. You might not have to take the timeout here, but you certainly have to have some sort of talk in the intermission. Be like, guys, wake up. Yes. Put a hand up. Do something. Do something here against
right.
Quadrant.
Do not ready up. I think that is what you said. Don't ready up. Just sit here and wait.
Stand up for a second.
Sit and wait. No.
Got to have a conversation. You have to have a conversation. I mean, and you could pick anything. I mean,
the numbers too.
Everything went wrong.
The numbers.
Ixo's almost put up 1,000 score. 13 shots for Quadrant.
Yeah, only 110 points for Sizen. The one shot that he had was a nice looking one, but all around, this was perhaps the most one-sided game that we've seen on the mainstream all weekend long. And the Cash, that shot, look at the height from Cash. Cash, that shot, faking the flip reset and going for that double tap. And the way he did it as well, using the trunk of his car to get that touch and then to bring it over, that was just a beautiful play from Cash.
Oh.
The creativity was there, the control, the finesse, the finishing, all of it was there. And I mean, it was just a thing of beauty.
You can only compliment them. You can only compliment them. Everything went right for Quadrant. That's what I was saying in the middle of that game. They were beat the first to the ball every single time. They won the majority of their challenges. And when they had to give a possession with the booming clear, it was high into space away from Vitality, made it difficult for them to deal with, and forced them to use boosts just to get control of the ball, which stifled their transition onto offense. Quadrant could do no wrong in game one, but it's reset here in game two. We're hoping to see something from Vitality.
Sizen blocking out that shot opportunity from Cash, but now Cash Nice first touch control off the ceiling. Will have his flip. Gets underneath it, launches it towards net, but it was saved.
Not enough boost there for Cash. The time and space was afforded to him. And now relating wave.
Hard
touch. Cash is there to follow up, and he doesn't get a touch. Ixo gonna wait back here. Saw Redosin downfield, knew that pass was coming. And good defensive stand there by Ixo. He'll follow it up. Back onto offense, Quadrant go.
And this one feels so critical. A relating wave denied by Sizen, but this one feels like a critical moment for Vitality. They need to get that first goal. It's gonna be tough. Cash couldn't pull the trigger there. Ball was a bit too awkward now. Counterattack is on. Alpha looking for that pinch pass out to the middle, but Ixo demoed him off the field.
Quadrant, one of the more physical teams here in this Fall Cup in Europe. Didn't see a lot of it because they just kept scoring in game one. But those demos certainly opened up the space for Cash and Ixo to go to work.
Now a hard shot. Alpha getting up for that redirect. Point blank in front of net. It would have been saved, but Alpha able to get that slight hit on the ball. That was enough.
And there you go. Vitality on the board first. There's 3.5 minutes left in this game. By this point, they were down by 4. So a much better start here in game 2 for Vitality. Can they keep it going?
It looks like they might. A quick shot, but Cash turned away. Alpha lobbing it in again. And on that last goal, Krilly, if you could look at it again, you see how fast Alpha had to react in order to get that shot. It was so good. And now Alpha's going for the self-pass off the backboard, but it was shut down by Ixo. No, Redosin
there it is.
And Vitality get their second. They've stabilized the ship.
They're coming alive, and you can see the panic now coming out of Quadrant. 2 players sitting on that post, both going, running into each other, Lady Wave trying to pick up the pieces, but it's too late. Vitality, boy, oh boy, here they come.
Yes, here they come, getting a response early in this game. And it was much needed after game 1. It was a dismal game for Vitality, but game 2, a beautiful start, especially from Alpha. Alpha now on the ball. Going up to the ceiling, pinched over by relating wave towards net, but Sizen will catch. Gets the boost in the corner, but demoed by Cash, but Cash will have to retreat out. 0 boost in the tank. Alpha half flip to the action. Now getting to it, going for a shot, but that's blocked by Cash at the midfield.
Relating wave, wanted that touch there, took a harsh bounce off that edge. And now he's gonna flick it over one. Redosin having to clean it up. Quadrant trying to fight back here in game 2. And right now holding Vitality to their defensive third. But not really as dangerous and certainly not as lethal. And now Alpha, the player you probably look towards to ignite this Vitality offense. Poking free, Sizen now has some space. Through relating wave, a second touch for Sizen, and it's 3-0 for Vitality.
Sizen, this shot, air dribbling it over. You can see him adjusting at the last moment to get that tight angle on the double tap. Huge play. And now Vitality firmly in control of game 2.
And now you look towards Quadrant. What's going on with them? The Vitality's doing the same thing that Quadrant just did to them, blowing them out here. Plenty of time left, but you feel like Vitality's just going to keep packing it on.
Oh, you should if you're Vitality, especially after how last game went. And almost another goal, but that one sailed high by Sizen. Team bump. Oh, that could be bad for Vitality. Hit to the corner. Cash looked like he got messed up as well. Didn't land clean. Alpha on the dribble, flick pass to the middle, Sizen up off the ceiling, double tap. Now down to the ground, Alpha.
Redosin win.
Redosin got his flip back,
reset.
And that was an excellent chance. Redosin using that flip perfectly, putting the shot on target, but the defense was able to get that stop. Now a demo from behind, Sizen taking out relating wave. Cash trying to keep things going, but it fizzles out.
Cash couldn't hang on to it, slipped under it in that Dominus. Trying to get the touch on the wall. This one coming across, no one connecting. And time running out for Quadrant if they want to have any chance of a comeback. Vitality have taken over this game, and they've been mostly in control. A couple of shots coming out, well, 4, I guess, from Quadrant. They really haven't been all that dangerous. It's been a lot of Vitality and a lot of size at 2 goals on his 5 shots.
Pinch up, be up for relating wave. Relating Wave trying to get back to it, but didn't have the boost. Cash, now downfield, still fighting, hoping they can have some type of miracle. Time running out. Sizen with that clear. Gonna burn even more time off the clock. This one is pretty much over, Corelli. And Vitality, after getting not only beat badly, but Braziled, humiliated in game one. And there is one, but that's going to be very difficult for them to come back at this point. But regardless, Corelli, Vitality, what a response from them in this game.
Yeah. What a way to bounce back. And you're right, James. You know, you talked about, okay, maybe just game one jitters. You got to just get it out, or just bad game one. I don't really like saying that players have jitters. These guys have been here for a long time and compete every other weekend. So I feel like sometimes you have a bad game, and when it starts off poorly, it ends very poorly. You just chalk it up and say, okay, we go next. Time expiring here for Quadrant, and what a bounce back for Vitality. They look stellar here in game two, controlled all the way through, giving up only a single goal that really didn't matter in the end, and we've got a series.
Yes, we do. Well, that game one might have been a little alarming for Vitality fans, but don't worry. Looks like they've got things under control, stopping the bleeding from that game one. And it honestly reminds me a bit of the old school flip side tactics where we would see them, the world championship quality, but sometimes they'd get Braziled, and then, it didn't matter. Yes. They bounced back in 4-1, so...
They score all their goals in one game and then score one for the rest of the series or something like that. And hopefully Quadrant isn't that way. I think people kind of expect this series to be back and forth, and we've gotten that so far. But again, you have to give some credit over Vitality for as much criticism as we gave them in the first game. Credit is due for them. They've bounced back. They looked good. Sizen got going. That was the crucial part for them. Felt like they didn't have anyone going in game one. Alpha as well in the mix, churning that Quadrant defense and allowing his teammates to come through. A much better approach here from Vitality.
Yeah, they were some sweet goals. You saw that redirect from Alpha where he had to land and immediately shoot the flip reset, or the double tap rather, from Sizen was a pretty play. So Vitality have a good game two. What will we see game three?
This is the kind of defining moment, I feel like, of the series, James. Both teams have kind of had a rough start or I should say rough loss in their losses. I think this is the defining moment for a team that's going to be stabilized throughout this and more consistent throughout this series.
This is the swing game, and that shot will be good. Alpha, I'm surprised he just took the shot here. You saw there was defense back, but it was such a good first touch on the wall. I think it caught the whole defense by surprise.
Yeah, I think Cash thought Relating Wave was going to get more or any touch on that ball, and when he didn't, Cash realized he had to make up for it, and that's just great. That's good from Alpha, just going straight towards net, taking the challenge, forcing the defense to come after him, and a great start once again for Vitality.
Oh, that's a pass, and it's a goal. This was it looked like it just jumping up for a 50. Ixo off the ceiling, getting a piece of that ball, and it was enough.
Yeah, and Alpha couldn't get down in time. You can see him boosting. Relating Wave, he was hedging on that play. He didn't really know if that one was going to pinch out, where Ixo was going to go with it, and he edged for the best possible scenario there as it just popped out in front of him. And good poise to put that one away, and an immediate response here from Quadrant.
Yeah, I was going to say how fast Alpha looked, but there, the speed from Ixo jumping off the ceiling, getting that to that 50, that was the difference on that play. Now Relating Wave flip reset play, and begging Sizen. And his pocket picked by Ixo, but Ixo let the ball out too far. Redosin going for a pass, but now real estate for Cash. Cash, late hit. Ixo trying to redirect it, but it was cleared off to the side by Sizen.
That last man in Vitality was up early for Cash. They know exactly where he wants to go, but this time he gets free into the air. A second touch looking for follow-up. Ixo can't put it away. Relating Wave will slot it to the right side and Quadrant into the lead.
And that whole play, the genesis of it was that Cash ground to air dribble, getting the block. Cash taking the space that was given to him. That he makes the Dominus look like a specialized tool. The things he's doing with it is beautiful. Well done by Cash.
Well, and I was just mentioning how, last defenders are pre-jumping Cash going into the air because he does it so often, but he does it because he's so lethal in the air, and you can see the second he's able to poke free and buy a little space in the air, good things happen. He might not always be the goal scorer, but his team's there to crash the net.
Oh, and now a double commit miss from Vitality. They recover almost a double tap from Redostin. The demo from Ixo. 25 boost for Cash. He'll go for the 50. Pinch out to the middle. Ixo, I don't know if he got bumped or just side flipped. Wasn't able to make the hit.
Yeah, I think he side flipped there. And now Redostin, he'll get bumped out of the way. Cash, he's got Alpha to beat. He'll go into the Vitality corner looking for options. Played it slow. Sizen having none of it.
Redostin off the ceiling. 50, back down to the corner. Relating Wave trying to get it clear, but it's weak. Alpha, the 50, now out to Sizen at the midfield. Back to the Quadrant corner. Brought up the corner by Ixo, but he didn't get the hit. Relating Wave out of his own net. Trying to keep this ball out. Things looking dire for Quadrant. They're struggling to get this ball out of their own corner.
And Vitality are doing a great job of keeping it in the corner, and that's keeping the play alive right there from Alpha, using that flip to pass it off to Redostin.
Oh, and Alpha back up to the ceiling.
Wow.
So speedy, and that little touch out, enough to put it in a dangerous spot. That was gorgeous from Alpha. Vitality putting their flag in that corner, not giving any room, any space, or any land to Quadrant.
And just chipping away at that Quadrant defense as well. You talked about Vitality kind of locking them in, and they did a great job just breaking them down. Shot after shot, chipping away at that defense, pulling them out. And Quadrant certainly have to clean up that defense if they want to have a good shot here at winning this regional and this game. Vitality proving to expose some weaknesses here.
Alpha up, flip reset. Not sure if he got it. Didn't look like it. Didn't use it, at least. On a team bump, Alpha got his own corner boost from it. It's been a few moments like that for Vitality, but they haven't really been punished for it.
Oh,
now almost a scoring opportunity, but that didn't come through. Ixo trying to dribble it back. Cash getting dunked on by Redostin. Well played at the midfield by Redostin, who gets the demo. Alpha off the backboard. Now Sizen waiting for the rebound, but it never came. The defense from Quadrant holding up.
And here comes Ixo. Oh, he almost poked it through with Redostin. Used a little air roll there to get some extra oomph on it. And Relating Wave and Quadrant trying to flip this one on its head. It feels like, though, James, Vitality have certainly had more pressure and more time in this Quadrant half, and maybe even the defensive third of Quadrant. It feels like Quadrant are really more relying on counterattacks now and Cash solo plays to extend their offense.
Still tied 2-2 in the final minute. Sizen, flip reset. Out Ixo, you saw him frozen on the goal line. Vitality's been in this spot before. They came out on top, but Alpha, he gets the block. Ixo with space, passes it quickly over to Cash, but it's too high. Now possession for Vitality, down to the ground. Redostin slow play. Sizen looking for the corner, but it's shut down by Relating Wave. Now Alpha to the back wall. Sizen has to retreat, no boost in the corner. This is now a chance for Quadrant. Pinch off the ceiling from Relating Wave. Awkward from Sizen. Rebound out. Cash back to the middle. Redostin out to the side. Ixo missed the ball. Alpha tipping to the corner. Cash downfield. Sizen wants to let it hit. Relating Wave was close to keeping that ball up.
Now Vitality really pressed up there. Their lucky time ran out. Relating Wave had a bit of space. And Relating Wave might have a bit more space here in the first seconds of overtime. Tried to take his chances at the Vitality back wall and immediately denied. Quadrant now on the back foot defensively. And that's a decent clear from Cash to relieve some pressure, but Sizen are not letting them out. Vitality have really locked down that midfield, but Relating Wave gets a blasting clear. Alpha happy to deal with this one on his goal line.
So with a bump, or getting bumped rather. Cash hunting for a demo himself. Now awkward for Vitality. Looked like a team bump. The 50 Sizen. Can a clear shot from Cash.
No way.
And it's good. Quadrant win in overtime thanks to the confusion from Vitality defensively in those final moments.
And was that Sizen? I think he was just flipping back, and I think he accidentally hit the ball back towards his side. Ixo jumps up after it. His team there to finish it. Disaster really for Vitality when you run that one back to let that one go through, as it all started with the miscue of hitting it backwards.
That is a devastating loss for Team Vitality, who looked so good in that moment, especially the moment where they were keeping the ball in the quadrant corner for so long and got a goal out of it. But looking at the numbers, you see how many saves were forced out of Vitality. 11 saves. They only had 4 shots, but they scored 2 of them. Quadrant, they just kept on coming. They did not give up, and ultimately taking advantage of that mistake by Vitality in those final moments.
Yeah. And the replay doesn't show it far enough back. You could see Sizen also hit it back into the box, but he was just panicked there trying to get it out. 15 shots for Quadrant in that game. It does kind of show a little bit of the story there. A lot of shooting offense there for Quadrant, at least. I don't think they actually spent that much time on offense here in that previous game. Vitality's defense also looking very strong, but Vitality's offense, I think, lacking with the amount of possession and time that they had to not put away more goals.
Here we go. Utopia Coliseum. See if Vitality can bounce back or if Quadrant will start pulling away. Wave dash from Cash. Got that speed to tip it up the corner. Nice 50 as well. Ixo barreling in, still on the ball. Quadrant, maybe they smell some blood in the water.
Ixo not actually connecting on anything there, but certainly Vitality players had to play around him.
Looking for the fences, certainly.
Trying to just force that one across the box. Oh, whoa. Still not connecting on the ball as Ixo, as that's a huge whiff in front of the box, and it might prove to be a massive mistake. Luckily, his team is there to bail him out.
I'm sure you'll laugh that one off if you're Ixo.
Yeah.
Pass out to the middle, broken up by Ixo. The bounce back out. Alpha towards net. Relating Wave knew that there was an attacker trying to mess him up on the goal line, and a quick shot will be easily handled by Alpha. The demo, and a 50 comes back out to the mid. Cash going for his block. You saw that block kind of mess up where the defense wanted to clear it to, and resulted in a chance there briefly for Quadrant.
Yeah, Cash did a great job of, making it more predictable for his team to read the clear as they saw him block one of the sides. And it kind of looks goofy because he's going way out of his way to protect the side of the clear. And it looks like he just whiffs, but no, he was trying to protect and make it more predictable where his team could read the clear. And it worked out quite nicely, although they're playing defense here. Vitality was able to break out.
Cash around Sizen, but Sizen did chip Cash. Cash stealing that corner boost. There's a demo opposite field, and that opens it up, but Ixo spawning right into a corner boost. Cash off the ceiling, relating wave. Couldn't bumper dose it, but you see Ixo actually did get tipped there.
Yep, made a backflip.
Cash out to midfield, stays on the ball, wave dash down, the fake. Ooh. Trying to dribble that up the wall. You see the creativity, the cogs turning for Cash. Back pass now, Cash pops it up. Sizen down to the middle, Ixo too slow. Redosin.
Great read.
Hitting that ball off Relating Wave. Relating Wave will panically chip clear that out or ground pitch it. Now the block, Ixo hitting it over, and now numbers advantage for Quadrant. The shot gonna be predictable, easily saved by Redosin.
I think Cash was streaking across. I think they were wanting a bump there, and it didn't connect, or he didn't go for it. I couldn't catch it in time in the transition because it was so fast from Quadrant. And I mentioned that in game 1. They turn numbers up on you very quickly. They're very offensive-minded, despite what people have said about them defensively. And here's a shot coming off the crossbar. Sizen can't get a second touch. Alpha tries his best. Now Relating Wave back the other way, but Redosin is there to get control and slow this one down.
Sizen's gonna want that one back. Hitting it off the bar. And that was Vitality's best look of the game. Clear out from Sizen. Cash. Oh, not the best touch from Cash, but Redosin didn't have enough boost for it. Alpha got high, but wasn't able to get the shot. There's a demo from Alpha.
You can see it force Relating Wave into that clear. I mean, Quadrant were lucky that Cash was able to poke that one free in the end. That's a great block from Alpha. Can he put it away? Relating Wave again coming up big for Quadrant. This one bouncing high. Another shot high again for Vitality. They are pounding the crossbar. They are pounding the backboard, and they are not hitting the net.
Yeah, as I was going to say, they're about to pound their desk with how much they've been missing and how close they've come. Ixo with the mid boost. He's got tons of boost. Flip reset, goes low, the 50, cleared off the line. And now Cash back to the backboard. This challenge from a relating wave. Speed from Ixo. It goes right off the ceiling. Redosin finesse touch into an air dribble. Will go for the 50. And it goes right to Ixo, who blasts it opposite field. Vitality ball. Redosin controlling.
For all the goals that we've seen in these last few games, we are tied 0-0 scoreless in game 4, and overtime is looming. Vitality certainly should at least have a goal, despite any bias towards Quadrant. There's a shot from Cash. Vitality, if they were to lose this game, another one, I feel like they'd be kicking themselves with how many chances they've had here in regulation. You feel like overtime's coming.
Or is it? Quadrant, the last second push, back pass to relating wave. The shot!
Oh.
It's saved by Alpha! Immense effort as Alpha blocks that last second play. And now on the other end, Alpha the shot, but he's blocked by relating wave, and we have overtime.
Overtime in the end. Vitality, you feel like they've been knocking on the door. They've really been battering the top of the net, the top of the frame, I suppose. One more chance maybe is all they need to close out this game 4.
And if you remember, last game, Quadrant won in overtime 41 seconds in. Vitality, they had that bump play on themselves, or however they got out of position. Regardless, not the best play from Vitality on defense, but this time, Alpha putting work in on the offense. They win in overtime.
That's the player you want stepping up and taking the shot. They finally beat relating wave on that initial challenge. He had been so reliable for Quadrant, and Vitality finally poked through Alpha 54 with the game winner, and a well-deserved win here with how many shots went high. Vitality, they had to win this game.
And not only the shots that went high, but look at the saves again for Vitality, and particularly Alpha. 6 saves, and if you remember correctly, there was that 0-second shot from relating wave that was going top bins. Alpha had to make an over-the-shoulder save to keep it out. And so Alpha on both sides of the ball being that key player that made the difference for Vitality in game 4.
Right there, that was the save you were talking about. And then back the other way here in overtime, 31 seconds now, 10 seconds faster than the previous one. Vitality able to take this one down. And again, I feel like this was very important for Vitality with the way they lost the previous game and the way regulation went here in this game. It felt like they had to win this one because it had been such a heartbreaker the game before, and heartbreaking here to not put away the shots they had.
After the disappointment that Vitality felt, you heard in the interview yesterday, they talked with the CEO of Vitality. They set goals. They started working back towards success. In game 1, it was a disaster, just like their first regional, but they started marching their way back. And now with that overtime goal, tie up the series. There's a lot of doubters for Vitality, the people out there watching from the grandstands, but Vitality starting to get the results that has been expected by themselves, by their org, and by their fans. Can they keep that up, or will Quadrant bounce back, who had such a hot start?
And in a way, the same story could be said for Quadrant with the chances that they had. So many saves came out from Vitality. There's a good bump on Cash. Oh, relating wave on the goal line makes the save despite the bump on Cash, and somehow Quadrant get out of that one.
Yeah, that was a scary play. Now a ground double tap potentially, but Redosin didn't have enough boost. Another team bump. It's going to slow things down for Vitality. Alpha flipping back, trying to get small boost pads, but a lovely dunk by Redosin. Gives tons of time now for Vitality. The block. Relating wave down. Cash was turned around, won't be able to get to it, but relating wave keeps the clear going himself. Cash over to relating wave. Relating wave back to Cash perhaps. And it's cut off by Redosin. Relating wave back to the corner. Now the back pass right to Ixo. And a quick shot, but it's blocked by Sizen.
Little 1-2 there. Quadrant, though, you can see how far they back off here. Relating wave, pass to Ixo, had to pre-flip it, and another back pass. Look at the possession now, Cash in the air. Dangerous from here, gets a bump, comes down to relating wave, and Radosin somehow got the read all the way through, and this one is lobbed back towards the Quadrant side.
And that read was made a little bit more difficult by the fact that Cash got pumped back into that ball. Shot still came, a lob, double commit from Vitality, but Radosin again, a monstrous touch and a 50. Radosin, in those tight situations where Vitality needs that moment to get bought for him, Radosin's come through with some key hits.
There he is again, looking for Sizen. Vitality, looking for the go-ahead goal. 3 shots, they've all been Radosin on the Vitality side. Radosin gets bumped out of the way by Ixo, but good cleanup by his team to blast this one back to the Quadrant side. Alpha again owning that midfield to the ceiling. And he's trying to block it. He will get a piece of the clear. It falls to Ixo, who wants to take on Vitality. Under 1. Tries to go under Radosin as well, but again, Radosin coming up huge to slow things down.
And Ixo is barely off on getting that flip reset. Wasn't able to do it. Cash hitting that one. Now Ixo back on the ball against Alpha. The dunk, Sizen has to get the hit and gets a big clear downfield. Now block from Alpha, time for Ixo, turns it around and heads up the gut. Radosin was there and hits it right to Sizen. Vitality, good speed on the defensive end. The outlet passes there, they break out easily. Now on the attack, Radosin to the corner, relating wave, attempting a big boom, but it's gonna be right back in the hands of Alpha, who hits Sizen on the pass. Hard hit to the corner, Cash easily slowing that down.
Yeah, still fighting in the corner. And I think Quadrant really resorting to some boom ball here against Vitality. The game has been really spread out on both sides. Quadrant just launching the ball downfield. That's a decent pass from Sizen, but easily read from relating wave, and he'll get a demo for Radosin's clear. You can see still Quadrant very happy just to throw this one downfield. There's no options. Relating wave will come across the field, get a touch, over to Cash, shot on target, and Alpha won't get there to the right side, and Quadrant make it work.
Fantastic speed from relating wave. Radosin was so close. Sizen also within inches of getting that touch. But that corner bounce was too tough for Sizen to read, and we see Quadrant jumping out with a late goal to take the lead.
Struck quickly when it came together. That's a shot from Alpha that was just wide. That one you didn't really see coming. You know, relating wave had to come all the way across the field to get that touch into the corner, and then the attack just fell into place. The pass over to Cash, the perfect slot from him, and Vitality almost made the save. You got to give credit to Alpha. He was just out of position. He got a touch on that ball, and now Radosin is going to sneak this one through. I thought Cash was going to make the save, but Radosin somehow comes off the side wall and puts this one in.
And just looking at how long Radosin held that flip. I mean, Radosin waiting till the last moment to take that shot, lulling Cash into a false sense of security. Radosin, who defensively has been making play after play after play for Vitality, now offensively getting the late equalizer. And another nice shot there. Final 30 seconds, Alpha trying to get the bump. Cash jostled again, Cash low on boost. Radosin, the 50. It's a good bounce. Second effort from Radosin. Bounce shot. Blocked by Ixo. Rebound out. Alpha to the corner. Ixo will hit it to the middle of the field. Sizen waiting. Sizen going for a boom, but it was read by Cash. Now the pass up to himself. Alpha going for the double. Shut down. Quadrant, though, they're panicking. Things are looking tough. The bounce stays in play, and it's going to hit again.
Oh, man.
Back to back to back overtimes.
Wow. And the pace really picked up there right at the end. Vitality, I think, kind of smelled blood in the water there. They knew Quadrant was scrambled. They knew they weren't organized. That shot just never came. The final blow never came. And into overtime we go. Ixo with a bit of space. People are getting bumped. And Sizen somehow still makes the save.
Alpha on the dribble. Blocked by Relating Wave. Relating Wave doesn't make contact. Radosin back pass to Sizen. And that's stopped by Cash. Numbers advantage briefly. Alpha. Oh, that is a great first touch and the second effort. Going for a bump. Backboard finesse from Alpha, but now the shot comes out, double commit. It's a pinch from Vitality, right back down to the ground, but Radosin there to help out. Radosin again will get the demo, but not before the clear's out. It was on target, and Sizen had to hustle back.
I just saw Alpha. I didn't see Sizen on the other side. I didn't know if Alpha was going to get there in time. Coming up on a minute of overtime now. Vitality has been knocking on the door a little bit. Denied once again on the backboard.
And then failed chain dash from Alpha, slows him down, dives in for the 50, but Cash firmly getting this ball back into Quadrant's hands. Ceiling play from Relating Wave, was going for the double tap off the ceiling. It didn't work out. Ixo, pass attempt. Hit down Relating Wave, awkward. Radosin to Sizen. Sizen on target. Ixo stretching out. Is able to get the block. This is the longest overtime out of the 3 we've had so far, Corelli.
It might end it here. Sizen shot denied by Ixo. If he put it right side, Ixo had no shot on it. Vitality, maybe their best look that they've had here in the overtime, could not convert. And now Ixo might make them pay, trying to flick it on. And still, Quadrant swarming into the Vitality side. Cash comes out with possession to Ixo. Denied by Radosin. Vitality being tested here. The continuous attack. Bump. Cash shot denied again by Sizen.
Sizen, that was a massive save. It keeps Vitality alive for now, but it looks like this is a siege. And Quadrant are bringing in the heavy weapons. Will the wall break? Relating Wave. There's a double commit from Vitality. Cash. Pass off the backboard. There's the bump. Where was Ixo?
He pulled out. He turned away. He was there. It was dangerous, but he was there. Now the slot to the right side's not going to drop for Cash. Quadrant unrelenting here, but cannot break through.
And there's a big 50 from Sizen. Now the tables have turned. Alpha! That shot just wide. Low boost for Ixo. Has to boom it downfield. Radosin back to the wall. But the shot from Relating Wave will get tipped off to the side. Alpha with corner boost. Up against Ixo. Low shot. Big boom from Sizen. Cash missed the corner boost and gets demoed. Now the demo attempt on Relating Wave. The bounce in. The shot is blocked. Quadrant. What? They were bending but not breaking. But they're still getting pummeled.
How did they make the save? The 4th man in the post coming up huge for Quadrant. And now Cash, can he come up big? Is that shot denied? Again, pace of play picking up. Both sides testing each other. Defenses have been suspect on both sides. Cash can't get 2. And Radosin will get the clear. Everyone from Vitality missing. And Ixo here looking for a challenge on Radosin.
You see Relating Wave getting a bit greedy with boost. Wanted to get that mid boost. And now we see Vitality with a chance. First touch control. The 50 from Sizen out to the corner. Ixo upfield. Relating Wave towards net. And Radosin will be there in time. And a huge clear out and the demo on Relating Wave. This is full field back and forth action as we just passed 4 minutes of overtime.
10 saves have come out from Vitality. They have 11 shots though. Relating Wave can't drop it down. Make it 11 saves for Vitality now. 5 on Sizen alone. They have put up the fences. And Quadrant can't break through. Here's Cash off the crossbar. It goes in. 4 minutes and 23 seconds. And Quadrant pushed through.
And that is unfortunate for Vitality. It looked like that trail was orange. It actually skipped off. Someone from Vitality went perfectly into the middle for Cash to take that shot. And Cash stepping up for his team. Both goals coming from him. Cash is having an overall fantastic day. And with that, a timeout called for Vitality.
Okay, makes sense. I saw some deep breaths coming out from Vitality there. I think oh God. That is some demoralized looks there on the Vitality side, and I don't blame him. That's a tough one to lose there, especially with how long that overtime went and how close Vitality was here. I feel like we keep saying that, James. Vitality, they were so close to beating Quadrant in a couple of these games here. They could not get the shots to drop.
They really could not. And there was that one moment, Corelli, where the ball was just missed. It was on the goal line. Quadrant was on their back foot. And it didn't go in. And even in this series, we've seen quite a few times Vitality putting shots high, putting shots off the bar. Whereas Quadrant, they have been clutch, specifically Cash. Cash has been lights out this series. He is nuts.
So I absolutely agree. I think Cash has been lights out offensively. I think Relating Wave should change his name to Reliable Wave with the way he's been playing that third man here. He has slowed down the attack from Vitality, stopped players like Alpha and Rodosin, who are having a great day post game one here against this Quadrant squad. And I feel like Relating Wave has bought so much time for his teammates to get back and to help him out on defense. And he has saved some big shots here, big time shots from Vitality. He has kept Quadrant in these overtimes to allow Cash and Ixo to work on offense.
It's so true. And, you know, those goal line blocks, they do wonders. They do wonders for the mentality, for the momentum for your team. And it is a team game, Corelli. It doesn't matter how much mechanics you have, how good you are on offense. I mean, just look what happened to Oxygen. Their defense, that was something Archie even talked about. It's like, we're not that great on defense. We just try to play the most offense possible. But as we've seen from Quadrant, they can play both sides of the ball. The big saves, Relating, we have a huge part of that. But then look at the hype from Cash. Cash, you know, you can feel the energy, Corelli.
Yeah, well, listen, we talked about this. The desk talked about it. We'll say it again. This means a lot to Cash individually, especially with this previous season on Misfits where, you know, they basically choked their major chances in almost every single split. 2 out of 3 for sure. And so this is a redemption period, I think, a redemption season for him. And this is a massive win to appear in the finals for the first time.
Oh, and Cash with a save, but 2 demos coming out for Vitality, but that hit downfield will buy tons of time for everyone on Quadrant to get boosted up. Off the wall, Rodosin has to bail out Alpha, who's been quite speedy all series. First to that ball, Relating Wave. Back down to Ixo to Relating Wave. Relating Wave, the wave dash. The shot is off target, but Relating Wave, good mechanics there. The side wave dash to get into position, but that shot looks scoreable.
It was. I think he kind of forced it. He knew the pressure was coming. He knew that he was at risk to being demos as well. And he just had to put something on target and unfortunately went a little wide on it. Still scoreless. Scoreless as Alpha blows up Cash. Quality challenge from Rodosin has just been crazy in the midfield for Vitality. Yeah, it's been a brick wall, both on the goal line and in the midfield to slow down Quadrant's transition.
And there's a miss from Alpha. Awkward ball now. Sizen down to Alpha, who will get a panic clear downfield. Cash straight up. Rodosin, air dribble. Gets it past Relating Wave. Ixo with the 50. Now, you saw, it looked like Relating Wave wanted to tee that up for a pinch.
Yep. You're absolutely right. They were looking for the pinch there. Unfortunately, that touch went just wide. Ixo really couldn't control himself anymore. Didn't have enough boost. And now pass over to Rodosin. Shot denied by Ixo.
Now Relating Wave. Boom ball. We've seen lots of boom ball. And there's another one. Quadrant and Vitality have been hitting it back and forth full field all series long. And this has been an intense series, Corelli. We've seen so many overtimes.
We've seen overtimes. We've seen blowouts, 7-1 blowouts. This series has it all, James.
It really does. It's such a test. And I think a testament as well so far to Quadrant's resilience and their consistency. There were questions by many, you know, is this Quadrant team the real deal? It seems like it so far.
I think you're absolutely right when you talk about this being a test. I think also emotionally a test, especially for Vitality after that game 1. And then to come back into this one and then have some games slip away that have been oh so close to be in their favor, especially with the shooting. But they keep going, and they've looked good ever since game 1, despite their game losses. They've looked like a team that could take down this Quadrant squad in more than just 2 games so far. They haven't been able to come out on top more than that.
And we're seeing again so many bumps. Quadrant just starting to not even play the ball, just play the body. And we've seen that a lot from Cash, who jumps up early and goes for the bump instead. There's a demo. Quick shot. It looks good. Cash can't get there. Rodosin saw the opening, and it was a perfect shot.
And great demo here from Sizen, and I think he gets the touch there. And Rodosin follows up, sees the space afforded to him, and a perfect shot on target. What can you say? The defense can't get back in time, and Vitality are able to strike first.
And there was really no time for Radosin to make any adjustments. Had to jump right away. Perfectly hit it on the bounce, had great power. And the placement, exactly what was needed. Now, Radosin flip reset. We'll get out of dodge. Sizen beat by Ixo, but Alpha upfield. Cash will tip it off to the side. Vitality getting demoed. Two demos now. Sizen the last one back, keeping the attack going all by his lonesome.
Good touch there from Relating Wave to cut back across, buy himself a bit more space. Defensively, you know you got 2 demos, so you're gonna have a little extra time once you beat that first shot. And Relating Wave again barreling through. He'll push it and advance it, but Vitality back in control. Radosin will slot it left side, and his shots are so innocuous, James. He comes out of nowhere and then slots it by the last man.
Now, Radosin has been picking those angles in this game, and this is a massive game for Vitality, whose Cinderella run is not coming to an end, or at least it doesn't look like it will in Game 6 unless we see a late goal, but Alpha there to hit that downfield. And Vitality, this would mean everything for them to be able to make the grand finals.
Cash.
But Cash going for a flip reset down to Ixo. Ixo didn't shoot right away. Looked like the net might be vulnerable.
Wow, what a tackle.
But Relating Wave backwards, not able to keep the pressure on. And now Alpha with a dribble off to the side, gets space, a solo play potential now. Quickly off into a flip reset, air dribble. Alpha wasting time. The shot saved off the goal line by Cash. Time ticking away. Cash trying to get a bump on Alpha. Alpha still powers through.
How is he doing that? He's not human. Able to get through those bumps and to get back down, and he's just saved any chance of Quadrant having an attack there. This game's over, and Alpha, he took over.
Alpha, a massive game, but guess who had an even bigger one, Corelli? It was Radosin. Radosin, the shots, they had no room for error, and he didn't make a mistake.
He looked fantastic. He's been looking great. Again, I think everyone on Vitality's actually been looking really good post Game 1 in Quadrant here. Going to be taking a timeout. I don't blame them. They have the timeout. You might as well going into this Game 7. Some things to talk about, I'm sure. I don't think this was an abysmal game for Quadrant, but I think Vitality certainly took advantage of the counterattacks that were afforded to them and just beat the last man, quite simply. I don't know if Quadrant really had that many opportunities. They were held to 2 shots, and both of them were on Relating Wave. So for Quadrant, the offense just was not there.
You're exactly right. I mean, we're so used to every game looking at the scoreboard and seeing Alpha with 6 saves, 7 saves, 13 saves for Vitality. But no, there was a single save by Radosin. That's it. Only 2 shots from Relating Wave, like you said. And Team Vitality able to make that adjustment. Radosin able to get those 2 quality shots on target. And now Vitality about to do something nobody thought was possible. Or maybe if you're a super fan for Vitality, maybe you did. But after the first fall open that we saw, where they didn't even make top 16, they didn't even make the main event, now 1 game away from going to the grand finals, locking in all those points and a legitimate shot at making it to the major in Rotterdam.
Big game for both these teams, as you just explained, James. A lot on the minds here for both sides. Definitely at Cash. You can see he's kind of got that 1,000-yard stare, looking down at his computer. He's focused. And again, just for his individual story, this is a momentous chance for him in his career. And for him to get to this final would mean a lot. And for Vitality, redemption on their side, particularly after that first fall open, to have a chance at a grand final for a team that I think lost a lot of bandwagoners after their performance. They're back on, is what it seems like. And they've had, up to this point, including this series, have had a fantastic run with the teams that they've beat.
They really have. And I think even this series has encapsulated the entire journey for Vitality so far. Braziled in Game 1, beat down, but not demolished. Vitality bounced back and now forced Game 7, but Quadrant, they are eager to get to the grand finals and prove to everybody that they are indeed at the top of Europe. Game 7 on Champions Field. This is where scores are settled.
Some hallowed grounds here in Rocket League. And Relating Waves going to have a first chance here. Weak shot. Denied by Alpha. Quadrant want to get their offense going. We did not see any of it in the previous game. And here's another chance for Relating Wave. He'll get a demo, full boost for Cash. Surely he's going to the sky. Denied by Sizen immediately.
Good pre-jump from Sizen. Now Radosin gets beat by the 50, but it's right to Alpha. I think spawned there. Cash, late flick, but Alpha read it all the way. Double tap ball from Relating Wave. Doesn't make contact, and now a clear downfield. Cash has pretty much full boost. Flicks around one.
Oh, he's free.
No! But
Sizen's there.
Sprint back. Rebound to Ixo. Vitality get away with one there due to Sizen sprinting back home.
Oh man, Sizen saving his team. And they were going to meet at that post at the same exact time, and the benefit goes to the defender as he's able to get behind the ball in that point. And Cash, he certainly was free past 2. Sizen came streaking back.
Still Vitality. They're not out of harm's way just yet. Ixo, the tip down, Relating Wave to the ball, but Alpha, they're just a step sooner. Alpha, again, trying to break up this attack. Down to Sizen. Sizen, deep downfield. Time for Quadrant to collect. Ixo into a dribble. The flick right to Alpha. Alpha, the pass across the field. Sizen doesn't make contact, but does pinch it off Relating Wave's hood. And that's good because Relating Wave would have had runway for the flick.
Yeah, and he would have had space as well, just to work with the last defender. Ixo will lob this one to Radosin. We'll get it over him. Now Cash, he's got to be careful here. And he's lucky Ixo there to bail him out. Pass back down to Ixo. Shot is over Alpha on the far side, and Quadrant's offense has come alive.
The beautiful give and go executed to precision. Ixo, the shot and the pass to start things off. That is how you do it. Quadrant in the lead.
Good looks from Quadrant, but is it enough? You look towards Radosin, you look towards Alpha. They've really been the instigators here for the offense, and here comes Radosin. Flip reset down, denied by Ixo. Alpha with a pinch, and Vitality were looking to press there. They didn't hold on to possession. Halftime here in Game 7. Good demo on Cash to deny his air dribble.
And the pass from Radisson to Alpha. Sizen, hard hit up. Will be able to follow it. Flip reset. Now off the backboard. Radosin dropping it in. Sizen got so much power on this flip reset hit. Look at this right there. And then getting that backboard hit, completely catching Cash out.
Yeah, Cash already went for it. He thought that the second touch was going to come down on target. And Cash then backflips out of his challenge, which allowed Vitality the space to come through on the shot. And Cash couldn't recover in time. And just as we said, you look to guys like Radosin to put away the shot. This one's given over to Cash.
Oh no! For Vitality, this is tragic. Radosin passing it down to Cash, didn't read the ceiling bounce, and that has to sting. Radosin going from hero to zero in a split second. We'll see if he regains. That's a good 50, but no one for Vitality there to keep the attack going.
That's a painful one to give up. Vitality, they'll have plenty of time. They have to regain. Ixo with a good challenge. Here's Relating Wave now. Decent back pass to Cash. He'll take it to the sky. Looking for a dunk here. Gets it. Denies Alpha his clear. And Radosin does well to just clear this one away. Ixo, though, responds with a boomer to the far side as we go back and forth.
Both teams punting it. Ball kept airborne. Radosin won't be there for the double tap backboard play, but Alpha was in the right position for it. Going for a pinch. Gets it. Relating Wave leaves it for Ixo.
Cash has boost.
Now Cash off the back wall. Shot opportunity for Ixo, who went near post. But Radosin slams the door.
Time's running out for Vitality, and they're not showing a lot of offense right now. Ixo trying to deny Sizen with a decent challenge. Radosin, can he put something together? Off the ceiling he goes, and just denied by the defense. Relating Wave and Cash getting a piece of him as they cleared away, but here's Alpha. Some time, some space, but he couldn't hold on to it. Sizen's there, tries to drop it off for Radosin, and again denied by the Quadrant defense.
The dunk from Quadrant. Radosin still trying to keep this attack going.
Whoa.
Hits it with a double tap all the way to his own corner. Radosin has had some tough luck, but a chance here for redemption. Touch into an air dribble, the flip reset, backboard rebound, and it is scored by Alpha! Radosin with redemption!
It's Radosin again, coming up big. Look at the flip reset over Cash, and again, Vitality there to crash the net. You know Alpha's gonna be there first. We're tied up with 25 seconds left in Game 7.
You wouldn't have it any other way. We've seen many overtimes this series. Why not one more to decide it? Or will Quadrant end it there? Now a fast break, an open net potentially, but Ixo back just in time. If that was near post, maybe it'd be in. A fake attempt from Alpha, but it's cleared downfield from Quadrant. Radosin, high lob. Ixo is gonna play it safe. Now the pop up. Sizen down to the ground, and we have it. Game 7 overtime for a spot in the grand finals.
Wow. These teams have been battling back and forth. A far cry from how this series started with the blowout. Vitality now 1 goal away to a grand final.
Alpha. Get off to the corner, relating wave, infield pass. Oh no, he's going for a 50. It leaks out to Ixo. Ixo, the delayed flick, rebound.
Cash is there.
Cash through the smoke, isn't able to get it. And Vitality, they stay alive. 2 on the backboard for Vitality. Cash with the dunk, and it bounces high. The bump, relating wave.
What is happening?
The shot, and now a lob down. Ixo against Radosin will pop it up. That seemed to be the moment where Quadrant was going to seal the deal.
Oh my goodness. Cash had so many people in front of him. He just tried to barrel through on that demolition. And it almost worked. I think maybe his team might have got in front of him as well. And now Quadrant trying to take a couple of 50s. He's still looking for options. Over to relating win. Top shelf. Quadrant going to the grand finals.
In the final sector, Quadrant pull away. An overtime victory. Quadrant putting down Vitality.